I'm old, my body's breaking down. Well, what can you expect at this age? How often have you said something like this, something negative about your body, or heard your friends say it? And I hear it all the time. It doesn't matter if you're 30 or 60, I've heard it. But here's the thing, when you say it, your body is listening. In this video, I want to show you how to release that story and start feeling young again, no matter what your age is. Hi, I'm Eija. I'm a life and love coach for people over 50. Because feeling young has nothing to do with age. It has to do with how you talk to yourself, how you relate to your body and to your life. I'll show you how to start step by step, and we start with something that is most often overlooked. Point number 1, words matter. How you speak to yourself matters. And I want you to really think about the words that you say over and over again. We all do this. And I want you to really kind of stop and think, what are those thoughts that I've maybe said to myself for years, over and over again? So when you start noticing the inner dialogue, not with judgment, just notice. Think, are these sentences true? Maybe it was something that you have been saying for decades ago, but it doesn't matter. Start choosing something that is more supportive and more encouraging. For instance, if you have this loop of saying something negative about your age, I'm too old, my body is falling apart, start saying something like, thank you, body, for carrying me all this long, and I'm still here. And I want to tell you a little story. My father, he passed when he was 82, but even in his early 80s, he still thought himself young. He always thought himself young. And it didn't matter. He still would do 20 pull-ups just like that because he thought himself young. People thought he was 65, not 82. So it's not about being positive. It's about being respectful with your words and how you think about yourself. Research shows that when you have a positive mindset, you live longer, you're healthier, and you recover from illnesses faster. Pretty big things, just changing how you talk to yourself. Which takes us to the next point, love your body. Now, when you think about it, we can look in the mirror in the morning and be very negative what we see. It's not about the looks. It's about what your body does for you every single day. Thousands of things to keep you alive. So if you cannot love your body, start with respect. Respect the fact that what it has done for you. Just like a week ago, I was walking in the city of Helsinki and I saw some people who have had, well, let's say a rough life. And I was really thinking, like, just think about it, how much abuse our bodies can take and still keep us alive. So when we are good to it, think what it can do. When you speak to yourself kindly and you respect your body, it's easier to do good for it. Move more, eat nourishing food, listen to it when it needs rest. Changing your perspective and finding respect for your body is important, because if you are chronically negative about your body, it keeps the stress levels up. Appreciation signals safety, and safety returns energy. For example, instead of saying, my body is useless, say something like, my body has carried me a full life and it's still here. Notice how this loops back to the words, and words loop back to the how you feel, and how you feel shapes how you live, which takes us to the last point. Love your life. Let me know in the comments if this resonates with you, or if you would like to see some other kind of topic for me to do a video on. I read every comment. Point number 3, love your life. And one of the easiest ways is to bring gratitude practice to your everyday. And There's several different methods that you can use. You can use journaling, meditation, walking in nature, just being aware where you live, being aware of the beauty around us, being aware of the nature. Those things can be acts of gratitude. Just being aware, noticing, finding joy in every day. And research supports this as well. Having a positive outlook and being grateful improves our health. Lower stress, better heart health, improved mood, stronger resilience. So big, meaningful things. It doesn't mean that it erases pain, but it expands the space to hold joy alongside. And that's so important. For example, for years I didn't feel enough. Then divorce, rock bottom, and I kind of had to learn how to be again. And that was the moment that I started to learn to love myself. And the key emphasis is in the word learn, because it wasn't that I set out to learn to love myself. Rather, it was just how to get through the day. But I was doing the right things. I was meditating. I was walking in the nature. I was nourishing my body. I was being healthy. I did what I knew how to get better. And along that journey, I realized that I feel better, that those things worked. And the fact that it's like, wow, I really love myself. That I think the key here is that you have to do work. It's not a miracle that you can think yourself to love yourself, but it is a practice. And you don't have to start big, and you don't have to get a divorce or be in the rock bottom. When you start choosing yourself and choosing to do good things for you, things that support you, prioritizing your rest, prioritizing nutrition, movement, social activities, whatever, start small and start adding those things up, because the future you will thank you the work you're doing today. And what is youth anyway? I think most of us would describe being youthful as having energy, being curious, being joyful, and healthy. But when you think about it, those things have nothing to do with age, but rather they describe a way of being. And that's what I'm saying, that it doesn't matter what age you are, you still can be youthful, have a youthful life. But like I said earlier, that being youthful, it's a practice. It takes commitment and compassion. It's about learning new ways of thinking, new ways of relating to yourself, being aware. And start with the easiest thing. Just say something kind to yourself. Appreciate something about your body, and try to find something that you can be grateful about in your life. Because feeling young is not about turning back the clock. It's becoming fully you right now. Love and light. Bye.